Howdy, with this video, I want to go over the Doublespeak essay. It's the last one for the course. Yay! The material for the Doublespeak essay you can find on the content page. That's kind of pushed down here a little bit because everybody's still working on the medical essay. But here you'll find the material for the Doublespeak essay, and we're going to take a look at that Doublespeak essay assignment, which is right there. I already got it pulled up. Basically what doublespeak is, it's people using language against you to get you to view things a certain way, or vote for a certain politician, or view an issue a certain way, or get you to buy stuff. People use language against you all the time. In fact, the number of ads we see in a day is quite startling if you actually pay attention to it all. And basically we're going to start with this. It's this book called Doublespeak by William Lutz. Doublespeak's been around since language has been around, but William Lutz kind of made a name for himself by kind of categorizing the different forms of doublespeak and putting it in a really good book. But his definition, doublespeak is language that pretends to communicate but really doesn't, makes the bad seem good, the negative appear positive, the unpleasant appear attractive or at least tolerable. Right, when the government makes mistakes, all this interesting language starts coming into play where they try to make it seem not quite so bad, or maybe like you shouldn't even care, even if it's something really horrific. It avoids or shifts responsibility. It's different. The words that are being used don't match with what's happening. Basically, is what's going on there. And people use doublespeak on purpose to manipulate us, and that's what we're going to start getting into. But you're going to write a 1,000-word essay, minimum, using either MLA or APA. I encourage you to use APA if you're going into the sciences or to the medical field. APA is going to come back again, and you're probably going to use APA a lot more than you're going to use MLA in those fields. If you're going to be an English teacher, you'll use MLA a little bit more. Or if you're just in a field where you're not going to be doing many more research papers of any kind, go with whichever one you're comfortable with. But I do encourage you to do more than one APA paper if you're going into nursing or psychology or sociology or something like that. You're going to choose your own topic with my approval, but you're going to, the trick to this essay is right in here. You have to use a primary source, and what you're going to be kind of like this investigative journalist who's going to look at this primary source of doublespeak, the source that's using doublespeak, and expose the doublespeak within that source. And you can pick any politician. If you love Barack Obama, go with Donald Trump or whoever. But any president can be a good source because all their speeches are recorded, and you can get transcripts of them pretty easily. So if you remember this speech from 8 years ago from Barack Obama or whatever, you can pull up that speech and read it and try and find the doublespeak in it. But generally, I want you to work with one particular speech, one particular ad. Drug ads work good. All these drug ads on TV, great sources of doublespeak when you really get into them. And I'm going to do a separate video on what doublespeak actually is and give you some more examples there. But you have to use a primary source. So I don't want you to go find some other reporter that's going to talk about Barack Obama's doublespeak. I want you to go to Barack Obama's speech, and I want you to go through the speech and find the doublespeak within it and explain in your essay why you think it's doublespeak and what's actually happening there. And again, any politician, I don't care if you're conservative, liberal, or whatever, any politician is going to get going to be using doublespeak because they want to get reelected, right? And they do things, and then they want to change their minds later, and they got to come up with some good language to explain what's happening there. Beyond the primary source, you have to use at least two other sources. I have a copy of this on the material for doublespeak essay. Really want to see you using the Let's source. Again, he's kind of the one that kind of put it on the map, and defined a lot of these terms. But you're going to define the different forms of doublespeak, including weasel words and euphemism and jargon and all this stuff. Then show the examples of that within your primary source. Within the essay, long quote, short quote, summary, paraphrase, all the fun punctuation, avoid it, got, I, you. Kind of cut back on the to be verbs, is and are a little bit. Start using action verbs maybe. Same requirements. Not quite as long as the last two essays, but the critical thinking is getting ratcheted up quite a bit. You're not talking about yourself so much. You're talking about a primary source. And basically it's an argument essay, but I'm kind of giving you the argument ahead of time. You're going to argue that whatever source you pick employs doublespeak to manipulate us. If you do use APA formatting, I'll add 5 points to your grade. Again, that's up to you. You can choose MLA or APA. And the way your essay is going to look, they put download way at the bottom there. And everybody's going to look kind of the same, but hopefully it's going to be a lot different because you can have different topics. But again, you're going to be kind of this investigative reporter going and taking this source for doublespeak, this primary source, so the actual ad, the actual speech, or whatever's happening there, and you're going to show us the doublespeak happening within it. So everybody's going to start off their essay with an introduction. Going to want a definition of doublespeak from William Lutz. And again, I've provided that to you on the content page. And then once you kind of introduce what doublespeak is and kind of give the definition, general definition from Lutz, I want you to talk about your source. Where did you find it? Who's talking here? When was it? Where did you get the actual primary source from? Then you're going to get into your thesis. And it's going to be something like this. A careful examination of whatever the primary source is will demonstrate the practice of doublespeak and how language can be used to manipulate us. You may change that a little bit based on your topic, and if you're going to do a drug ad, you might, you're going to manipulate that a little bit. But everybody's first part of the essay is going to be that. That might be one paragraph, maybe two, but no more than 2 paragraphs, because you want to get into the doublespeak. And the meat of the essay, the body of the essay, is you going through the different types of doublespeak within your primary source. So as you're looking for primary sources, sometimes speeches can be hard if all you got is a transcript because there's no visual images or anything like that to work with. And it's hard, sometimes it's hard to hear the doublespeak when you're just reading it. So you might go to YouTube, find the speech, then get the transcript of the speech. That works well sometimes. But you're going to find that primary source, and then you're going to go through the different types of doublespeak. And again, you may not use all of these, but if you're going to do like a drug ad from TV, they always have those images, right? There's a sad person before they took the drug, then they take the drug and they're dancing with their dog and lighting fireworks and everything's great. So you can start with images. Then we're going to get into euphemism. I'm going to define these terms here in another video. But you go through these different types: jargon, weasel words, bureaucratese. Sometimes you might have a unique kind of doublespeak where you have to define what it is yourself. Sometimes some of the doublespeak Donald Trump tends to use can be not quite any of these, but he's obviously using doublespeak. Particularly when he just says, no, my inauguration was the one that was attended by more people than anybody else. They show him pictures that shows it's not true, and he's like, no. It's just kind of like, you can see the reporter's just kind of almost having brain aneurysms, but the picture's right there. And again, not picking on any one particular politician here. Go back to Bill Clinton. He had some interesting forms of doublespeak as well. I know most of you weren't born then, but but you gotta go through the different types. Again, you're not going to have all of these in one primary source, but if you have like 3 of them, maybe 4, you should be able to get a good essay out of it. Then you have your brilliant conclusion, where you're not going to repeat what you've already said in the essay. You're not going to repeat your thesis. You've done this examination of language. What's it mean for the reader of your essay? What are we supposed to take away from all this? But that's kind of how the essay is going to work. Again, I'm going to talk about doublespeak in a separate video, so I'm not spending 30 minutes here. But the big trick is find a good primary source that has different types of doublespeak within it, and hopefully you should be okay. And I guess that's all I got to say right now. It's normal to go through a couple of different possible primary sources and to come up with the one you want to work with. But if you have any questions about it, be sure to let me know, and we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.